What's up, you guys? Frankie here, author of The Money Resolution, and this is where we talk all things save money, make money, get out of debt, and invest it so that you can live a life without regret. And in today's video, I am going to explain what a Roth IRA is and show you how to open one up at M1 Finance. Of course, I'll weigh the pros and cons between a Roth IRA and a 401k. I'm even going to show you exactly what I'm going to invest my money in. And the idea with all of this is to help you make a decision whether or not you should open up a Roth IRA. But of course, I gotta say right away, a disclaimer, I am not a certified financial planner. I'm just a guy on YouTube who has committed the last couple of years to learning all things finance from scratch, and I love to share all the stuff that I've learned. Definitely be sure to do your own research before making any kind of financial decisions or investments. I do put out videos roughly once a week on all things personal finance, so if you like the content in this video, I'm sure you're gonna wanna stick around and see some more, so be sure to subscribe. Like the video if you like the video, and drop a comment down below if you have any questions or even just want to say hello or thank you. Okay, so let's start here. What is a Roth IRA? So a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account, and this is a tax advantage account. The main difference between a 401k and a Roth IRA is that with a 401k, the money is actually going in pre-tax. So that money is gonna grow, and then when you go to tap those funds at retirement, you're gonna owe taxes on that full amount each year. Now with a Roth IRA, the cool thing about this is that you're gonna pay your taxes ahead of time. So that money is going into these investments post-tax. Therefore, you can enjoy those gains from those investments that compound over time, also tax-free. So when you go to tap these funds in retirement, you won't owe any taxes on it. The other thing I really like about a Roth IRA is it sort of works as like a pseudo emergency fund, in the sense that any of the cash that you put into a Roth IRA, you can access at any time without penalty. While that sounds really cool to some, that actually might be a con to others because it's really tempting to go access this money. And when you take that money out, it's no longer going to earn money over time. Big tip I can give you is pretend it's out of sight, out of mind. Don't plan to tap it unless there is some sort of extreme emergency. You can only tap into the gains with your Roth IRA at 59.5, just like with a 401k, without receiving penalties. So I have to go back to this. I can't stress it enough. The money invested in a Roth IRA is going to grow tax-free, so come retirement, you can access those funds without having to pay taxes on it. So it's a little bit like taking the hit now with taxes and not having to deal with it later. But in this video, I can't tell you which is right for you. The real answer for me between a 401k and a Roth IRA is to max out both. But if that's not realistic, I highly recommend you do your research. A lot of it has to do with sort of how old you are, how much money you're making, which tax bracket you fall in, and there's some other factors that, again, I won't dig into here. I also have an IRA at Betterment, and one thing I have to be really thoughtful of each year is to not go over the maximum, which is $6,000 in any individual year between your Roth and your regular IRA, your traditional IRA combined. And when I say in 1 year, it's not like 365-day period. It is January 1 to December 31st. Now, if you're over the age of 50, you can contribute up to $7,000. Another important thing I have to point out with a Roth is that there is an income limit. So if you make more than $124,000, again, as of 2020, this is where phase outs start to happen and you can't contribute the max. At $139,000, you actually become ineligible. Now, if you're married and filing jointly, the maximum where phase outs start to happen is $196,000 between you and your spouse combined, and you become ineligible to contribute to a Roth at $206,000. That's joint income. One more really important thing I need to point out with a Roth is that when you put money into the Roth, just like I'm gonna do today, that is simply that. It's just money. It's just cash sitting in an account. So without going in there and actually investing that money, that cash isn't just gonna grow and multiply on its own. You have to actually go in there and make those investments. And this is again where it's a little bit different than a 401k, because a lot of time there are these standard retirement date funds and that kind of thing that is automatically invested for you, and it's pretty hands off. And you can put just about anything in a Roth in terms of what you want to invest in. So you can do individual stocks and bonds. You can do index funds, which is what I actually recommend, but again, do your own research. I think you can even do like gold and cryptocurrency, but don't do that. One other really cool thing about a Roth IRA compared to a traditional IRA is that there are no required minimum distributions after the age of 72. So technically, if you plan to live to something like 200, you can leave this money alone and let it continue to grow and compound over time, even in your older age. Well, I guess if you're living at 200, that's still young, but you get the idea. But with your traditional IRA, if you don't take distributions out, you will be penalized for that. And when I say penalized, I mean fined, fees, money. One other thing that you should know about a Roth IRA that I really like about it is that you can start a Roth IRA at any age as long as you have proven income. And this doesn't mean like babysitting, mowing the lawn, cash under the table income. So as long as you have official income, you can start a Roth IRA at a very young age. And I highly, highly recommend you do so. And of course, the longer your money is invested, the more it can compound and grow exponentially over time. This is one of those things that I definitely regret not having as like an 18-year-old. I honestly cannot believe that I hadn't even heard of a Roth IRA until about 30 years old. Ugh, the money that could have compounded. If I end up enjoying M1 Finance, I do plan to transfer all the money from my TD Ameritrade account over to M1 Finance. And I will say that it's not super difficult. There's just a little bit of paperwork required. And usually your incoming brokerage is really happy to have the money, so they'll do a lot of the legwork for you. So why M1 Finance? Well, the long and the short of it is a lot of people that I really respect in the personal finance space have started drifting towards M1 Finance, and there's a lot of pros. I do like the sleek interface of M1 Finance. Plus, it's got an excellent app, no commission, no fees, anything like that. And my favorite feature with M1 Finance is the automatic rebalancing. Actually, I don't know if that's my favorite feature, to be honest. There's a lot of really cool things going on with M1 Finance, and that's just through research. I haven't even tried it out myself. For the last couple of years, I've actually had my Roth IRA at TD Ameritrade. And the truth is, if I was a little bit more advanced, I'd probably really appreciate TD Ameritrade, but there are just so many pages and I go down rabbit holes and get really confused. So the user interface is a little bit clunky and I get a little confused even when making my investments. You don't want to be confused when you're investing your money. I'm gonna go ahead and try out M1 Finance this year and see how I like it. Okay, that's enough context and background and rules. Let's go ahead and jump into M1 Finance in my phone. Again, I'm gonna fund it with $1,000 today, and in another day or two, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again and show you exactly how to invest that money. I'll also put a couple of links in the description below, including a link to get started with M1 Finance. This will be an affiliate link, so that gives me a tiny little kickback. Look at it as your way of just saying sort of thank you for doing this how-to tutorial. It costs you nothing to get started using that link, but it does really help me and the channel out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start screen recording, and I've already installed the M1 Finance app. Sign up now. Okay, so we're signing in. I'll set my PIN. So that's good. There's kind of a two-step login. You have a password and a PIN. Sounds very secure. So create a pie, open your account, fund your account. Pies are another thing I haven't talked about yet, and one reason I really like M1 Finance. So you can add individual stocks, you can add ETFs to this pie, all kinds of different things. And then again, this will automatically keep your pie rebalanced. I don't really want to blur all this out, so I'm just not putting this part on the screen, like my address. We're gonna hit continue. It wants your birth date. Employment status, I am employed. Where do you work? Country of citizenship, annual income, total net worth. Liquid net worth, so this is the amount of cash that I have on hand. Investing experience, I would say good. Risk tolerance, I'm gonna say high because I'm on the young end and you can be more risky when you're young. Investment horizon, I definitely recommend that you look at this as a long-term investment for hopefully by now obvious reasons. How important is liquidity? So this is how accessible the cash is. If it's gonna take several days to actually get to your account, that's not liquid at all, not important. How did you hear about us? Actually, I would say originally a podcast, not on here. Social media? Social security number, you will have to give that. Do any of these apply? No, none of these apply. Okay, now it asks you to review and make sure everything looks correct. Next up, it's asking me to go ahead and fund my account. So you'll have to connect your bank. One thing I saw from a different video is that the minimum for a Roth is $500. So if you don't have $500, you won't be able to get your Roth started just yet, but you can do it. Connect a bank, connect instantly or manually. I'll do instantly. I do have a credit union and sometimes it can be a little bit finicky. So let's give this a shot. I always have to enter mine and it does show up, which is good. So it asks you to make a minimum deposit of $100. You actually don't want to do this because this is a regular brokerage account. you want to go ahead and skip this step and then open up the Roth and then make sure you're putting the money only into that. So I hit skip. Enable push notifications. I actually would rather not. Money minimalism. Build your portfolio. So I am going to go ahead and just select an ETF that I'm interested in having because I have it in my other Roth. So you can search your own pies, previous ones you built, expert pies, or search securities. I'm gonna go ahead and I think hit search securities to build my own pie. I am going to type in VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Now, right away, you'll see no results for VTI, and that's because it automatically puts me under stocks. You wanna go over to funds and type in VTI to find this ETF. And there it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the plus symbol next to VTI. With VTI, you are investing in the total stock market, and I think it's something like 3,000 companies. That means you're already super diversified. I actually had VTI and VOO in my other Roth. So with VOO, that is going to mirror the performance of the S&P 500. With VTI, it's going to mirror the performance of the total stock market. So if I have both of them, there's a very good chance that almost all of VOO is going to also be in VTI, so it's kind of unnecessary. I'm already giving away what I'm going to invest in, but it's VTI. So next we want to open up our actual Roth account. So I'm going to go into settings here, add account. There are 4 options here. You'll see individual investing, which is already an account I have open. Joint investing, so a taxable joint brokerage account. Retirement, which includes your traditional, your Roth, your SEP IRA, or a trust account. So we're gonna go ahead and do the retirement account. From here you have traditional, Roth, SEP, rollover. I'm gonna go ahead and choose Roth IRA. It wants me to verify my primary social security number. Interesting. Does everything look correct? Well, all it says is Roth. So yeah. One of your new accounts is still pending. Please wait until it opens before creating another account. So I thought I was gonna have to wait just for the funds to actually hit the Roth account, but it looks like I'm already at a dead end because it's still pending with my brokerage account. So I actually can't do anything with my Roth just yet, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess it's probably a security feature. So I'll come back tomorrow or the next day or whenever the funds are in there and wrap this up. Thanks for watching this part. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Okay, that was stupid. Today is day 3 of this little Roth project. Shouldn't normally take this long. It took me an extra day because of a struggle I ran into. First, I want to walk you through the issue I ran into, and the issue wasn't waiting for the account to open. That opened quickly the next morning. So I went in there the next morning and attempted to transfer the money. What I ran into is when I was attempting to transfer the money from the connected bank, the only option I was seeing was that individual brokerage account. That was frustrating. I tried it 5 or 6 different times. I went back and forth between the 2 accounts and I still couldn't get the Roth to show up as an option to transfer the money in. The issue was you have to actually connect your bank to both of your accounts. So by default, you're gonna have your individual account. You're gonna open up that Roth like I showed you how. You're gonna click on invest. You're gonna click on your Roth IRA, make sure that's the highlighted section. Towards the middle here, I guess, is bank connection. We'll click that. Now is where it's gonna prompt you to connect your bank here as well. So now when you go to transfer, you hit the move money button and both of those will show up as options. It seems easy, but honestly, I sat here for a half an hour trying to figure that out. So hopefully this saves you some time. So I did go ahead and transfer that money and it showed up in something like 5 hours. So it should show up same day if you did it in the morning, I believe, but again, you might have to wait overnight, I guess. And we're gonna go back to invest to make our purchase. I'm gonna click on portfolio. A little pro tip is you can actually turn the phone sideways and see the history. It's a rough couple of days here actually, but that's not a bad time to buy. Some people say that the stocks are on sale. I am not too worried. One thing is I am not gonna spend the full $1,000 today. I'm going to dollar cost average into this Roth throughout the year, so that comes out to, I think, $500 a month. Okay, so we're gonna go into portfolio. So a portfolio is the same thing as a pie in this case. Go ahead and click search securities, so we'll hit browse. So under funds, once again, VTI, I'm gonna hit the plus symbol. Now you might be tempted to go over to my pies, but you're actually building it currently. So now I'm gonna delete VTI and type in VOO. I'm going to hit the plus symbol again. And now in the top right, we're gonna go ahead and click done. Now we're gonna see the pie and it's just gonna be split down the middle here, 50-50 between VOO, and VTI. This is how we're going to decide what percentage we want of each. So it has now rebalanced my portfolio to be 100% VTI. So I'm going to go ahead and hit manage pie in the bottom right, and I'm going to click buy. Current value 0, so I am going to select a buy amount of $500 and hit continue. Available for orders $500, current cash balance $1,000, buy order 500. I'll hit continue one more time. And then it brings up this confirm buy screen. It is going to purchase at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'm comfortable with making that purchase tomorrow, which will be a Friday. We'll hit confirm buy, and that's it. Order submitted. Done. So that's it. We made a purchase in our Roth IRA using M1 Finance. Again, I'm going to dollar cost average and just buy $500 of VTI, probably the beginning of every month throughout 2020 to hit my maximum of $6,000. I really encourage you to open up and start and try to max out that Roth IRA. I hope this got you motivated to do so. Again, do your own research before making any sort of investment. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I do try to get back to every single comment. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe, tune in once a week here on The Money Resolution, where we talk all things personal finance. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks. There is such a thing as a Roth 401k. So if you'd like to see a video comparing the regular 401k with the Roth 401k, let me know in the comments down below.